has been a terrible shooting at a high school in Littleton, Colorado.
On April 20th, 1999, 2 student gunmen killed 13 and wounded 25 other students at Columbine High School. Later, on April 16, 2007, another incident occurred at Virginia Tech, where a student gunman killed 32 other students. While these incidents received a lot of news attention, they are not the only incidents of school violence in the United States. In 1993 alone, 2.7 million cases of school crimes were reported. These school crimes range from theft to assault to serious violence. In 1997, over 8,000 weapons were confiscated in Texas public high schools. In 1992, there were 56 student deaths. In 2006, there were 14. Although statistics show a decline in school homicide and school violence, researchers are still interested in the causes and the prevention of school violence. The School Violence Resource Center says that many of the causes of school violence include alienation, substance abuse, media portrayal of violence, bullying, gang involvement, academic failure, and depression.
This video posted on MySpace shows a fight between 2 girls. 13-year-old Shakia is the girl in the blue top. You can see another girl in black pounding away at her.
In the aftermath of incidents such as Columbine and Virginia Tech, and with the growing trend of posting videos of school fights on the web, lawmakers are looking for a solution to prevent further incidents such as these.
A recent wave of school shootings across the country has local law enforcement agencies focusing their attention on new tactics and refined strategies in handling such situations.
In 2009, the Texas House of Representatives proposed House Bill 1893, which would allow licensed students to carry a concealed hand weapon onto public university campuses. Large student organizations have already been formed for and against this bill. For this bill is the SCCC, who say this bill would protect gun rights and prevent massacres.
We have the right to defend ourselves off campus with a concealed handgun license. It makes no sense that once you cross an imaginary line that for some reason you can't be trusted.
Currently, 38 states, including Texas, ban concealed weapons on school grounds, with Utah being the only state that specifically allows packing pupils.
It just takes one person that is in those situations to possibly stop this. It really devolves to us, the victims, or intended victims, to be able to defend ourselves.
Sponsor of this bill, Senator Jeff Wentworth, said students, faculty, and staff are sitting ducks if someone starts shooting.
Think of this. In the tragedy at Virginia State, we learned in the weeks after that 6 students in those classrooms had guns in their automobiles or at home. 2 of them were members of the military. 2 were members of ROTC. All had been licensed and trained to use those guns. If Virginia Tech had not barred them from carrying their legally owned guns into the classroom, and if they had had the courage to use them, they might have stopped the tragedy from happening. Remember the tragedy at the University of Texas in 1966? A crazy guy gets at the top of the tower, he starts shooting at students. An English professor took his own gun and shot the student, and that's how the tragedy ended.
Quickly.
Students who wish to keep Texas universities gun-free zones are taking this very seriously. During this protest at the Capitol, John Woods rings a bell 32 times to honor those killed at Virginia Tech. John Woods is among the leaders in the fight against this Texas legislation that would allow licensed concealed gun carriers to take their weapons to school. Woods says that the idea that somebody could stop a school shooting with a gun is impossible. It's reactive, not preventative. Woods also says that after careful research, he has realized that school shootings are actually very rare, but suicide tends to be more common on college campuses, and that the presence of a gun tends to make that potential much worse.
Woods joins hundreds of University of Texas students in protest of a bill that would allow guns on college campuses in Texas.
I spent a lot of time talking to one friend, a survivor, about what had happened. I wanted to know, how could we stop a school shooting? What would I do if I was in that situation? I asked her, would guns help? No, she said. It all happened too quickly.
Woods worries that this kind of protection could end up in the wrong hands.
Lots of things that end up with a bloody lip could instead end with a body bag.
Many Americans oppose this bill because of the college campus lifestyle depicted in this new Asher Roth song, I Love College, which illustrates the party side of student life on campus. Opponents not only fear accidents because of the mix of alcohol and guns, but also believe that if guns are allowed on campus, students and faculty will live in fear of classmates and colleagues, not knowing who may pull a gun over a drunken dorm argument or a poor grade.
Now, if everybody would please put their drink as high as they can. As high as they can, and repeat after me.
This legislation not only has college students thinking, but is also on the minds of many high school students who will soon be entering college. Here's what they had to say when asked the question, would you feel more or less safe on a college campus if students with a license were allowed to carry a concealed armed weapon?
I would feel so much more safe because the kids who are going to do stuff with guns will actually already have them. And if I'm allowed to bring a gun with me, then I'll have something to defend myself against them.
If people have guns, then like the more guns there are, the higher chance that someone is going to get shot. Even if people are trying to do like a self-defense or something, that like they might make an accident, do an accident.
I think I would feel kind of less safe in most cases, but since I'm in Texas and pretty much everyone knows how to shoot a gun in Texas, I'd be okay with it in Texas.
I would feel less safe if people were allowed to have guns in schools because it's just unnerving to think that I'd be sitting in a class and anybody next to me would have a gun. And, like, look at road rage. People get mad about the craziest things, and if they had a gun, they might do even crazier things. And, having guns on campus might desensitize people to the image of a gun and make it seem like it's not a big deal when it is a big deal to have a gun.
If I have a license, I'd feel more safe, I guess, because then they'd be qualified for the weapons.
I would feel the same about it. I think that people who want to carry concealed hand weapons are going to do it anyway. So.
Guns like these, man, how can I go to school?